Shocking news. Turns out that the New York Fed, and hence, of course, the Federal Reserve, knew about Libor fixing all the way back in 2007, 2008. No, really? Now, we've told you about this before, but now more details have come out. Gee, the Fed having to release these on a Friday. I wonder if it's because they wanted to highlight the story or bury the story as we were going to the weekend. So now here's a call that a Barclays employee had with a New York Fed analyst in April of 2008. We know that we're not posting an honest Libor, and yet we're doing it because if we didn't do it, it draws unwanted attention to ourselves, on ourselves. So now, of course, Libor is the interest rates that the banks, about the top 16 banks, set for how they pay each other, but it winds up affecting the interest rates for all of us. In fact, for $800 trillion worth of securities, etc., it affects almost everything there is, your home mortgage, the amount that the cities pay, etc. So when they fix it to their advantage, oftentimes it is to your disadvantage. Now, here's a Barclays employee telling the New York Fed back in 2008, that's what we did. So how does the New York Fed employee respond? I love this part. Well, you have to accept it. I understand. Despite that it's against what you would like to do, I understand completely. Well, I'm glad you were a check on them. In other words, have at it, Hoss. Okay. Now, it gets better, guys. New York Fed analyst says in April 2008, our contacts at Libor contributing banks have indicated a tendency to underreport actual borrowing costs in order to limit the potential for speculation about the institution's liquidity problems, which means they're having liquidity problems. They're a bit panicked about it. They don't want to tell anybody, and we know about it. And here's what we're going to do about it: nothing. Okay. Tim Geithner, by the way, sends a suggestion over to Barclays. Hey, you know what? You might want to do these things so you can stop fixing the Libor rate to the great disadvantage of many people in the U.S. and across the world. And they're like, oh, well, we'll take it under advisement. And here's what they do with it: nothing. In fact, a Barclays employee tells the New York Fed analyst that the Libor rates are, quote, absolute rubbish. Okay, so it couldn't be any clearer that they fixed the rates and that the Fed knew about it. All right, guys, what do you think the fallout is going to be? Tim Geithner, is he going to be gone on Monday or Tuesday?
It's kind of interesting that this is coming out right toward the end, but I also think it's funny that Barclays, in all of this reporting, seems to be the only bank that is actually saying, guys, I don't feel so good about this. Like, this seems wrong. And everyone's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And then they're the ones that are the first ones to get busted and pay the $450 million fine. No, that's really interesting point by Lucas, because there's 16 banks involved. They all did it, right? But now everybody's piling on Barclays because Barclays, you can look at it two ways. One, they made the mistake of admitting it first, because now everybody's, oh, see, it was JP Morgan. No, it wasn't us. So Barclays, son of a bitches at Barclays. Can you believe that? Now, the flip side to that is Barclays is doing it because they're thinking, all right, look, we go first, we only have to pay $450 million. Right.
You know, the guy who goes last might have to pay a hell of a lot more. The flip side to that is the banks might not even be around by then.
We are seeing reports of some court cases coming out, apparently from municipalities and large cities around the country. They're being aggregated into a few large cases, which is good. It's more than I would have expected prior to this week, I would assume. But no talk yet of arrests, no criminal prosecution. I mean, it's millions and millions of dollars. Like, Baltimore got robbed. All these cities around the country got robbed, and we're talking about fines.
Right.
So they'll lose a day or two of profits at these large banks?
So I want to give context in two important ways here. Now, understand that whenever they fix the rates, if it's lower or it's higher, it hurts a lot of people. It also helps a lot of people. So if you're paying a mortgage and they lower the rates, you're like, well, that's not so bad for me. But if you're the city of Baltimore, or apparently 75% of the cities in the United States, and you're getting paid based on that interest rate, you know, and that's oversimplifying, but that's the gist of it. Well, then you lost millions of dollars, as John is pointing out. That's why Baltimore is thinking of suing the banks. That's why eventually 75% of the cities might sue the banks. To give you a sense of context on that, Nassau County in Long Island, it's one county in Long Island, says they've lost $13 million they did back then because of the fixing of the rates. And that's only for a limited period of time, and we're not quite sure for how long they've been fixing the rates. So guys, as I look at all that, I think, man, they're going to get sued on both sides of this. Now, it's one thing for the Justice Department to do something, which is never going to happen. The Obama Justice Department has no interest in ever pursuing any bankers, period. So, of course, they're not going to arrest anybody. It's not like the Treasury Department is going to do anything. The head of the Treasury Department is the one that let them fix the rates in the first place, right? It's not like if Mitt Romney wins, his Treasury or Justice Department would do anything. That's a joke. Of course, they're going to get a free ride on that no matter what. But they are going to get sued possibly to oblivion. I mean, at the end of the day, after all those lawsuits, is it possible that the banks go, what can I do? Yeah, I cost you the world economy billions. I don't know if it's trillions, but when you fix the interest rates, we're talking about a gigantic number. There's no way I can pay. Sad day for everybody involved.